these two lenses,
I thought you were going to say these two coats because
we've just got new coats. Do you think they're nice?
lovely. Sorry, these two lenses.
These two lenses, I think they're the most talked about debated.
Photo zooms
Yeah, I think the most debated question.
on the Z mount.
Yeah. 100-400 versus the 180-600. I've got this on an amazing deal trading in. Well, 400 4.5. Got it for 1,300, which is amazing.
Those of your amazing deals.
Okay, so let's go into the build and handling of this. Now, it's relative because I find this light.
Well, you would, because you're used to carrying around a bloody 400 2.8.
Yeah, but I got this lens cheap because someone traded it in because it was too heavy,
Right.
and they got that lens instead.
Don't blame them.
Yeah, so
Good decision.
this is over 2 kilogram. That's about 1,500 gram, I think.
Let's put the right numbers
I'll
on the
put
screen.
it on the screen. So that's significant already. I mean, a lot of people won't like the weight of this lens. It's well balanced. This is the difference from the 200 to 500 I came from. It's completely balanced with the weight. The 200 to 500 was front heavy and it extended.
Because you had the F to Z thing on it as well. That wouldn't have helped the 200 to 500.
Even worse. But this doesn't protrude. The zoom lens, one of the best features of this lens is the focus.
Internal.
It's internal.
External.
Oh,
I know, which is the 70 to 200 is almost identical size and weight.
yeah.
And it's turning zoom.
Which I'm
Looks
surprised.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which, you know, I wish it
That's
wasn't,
nice.
but it is.
there's a downside to that though, because this is so long. It doesn't fit in most of my bags. It only fits in my biggest photography bag.
Okay.
Whereas that's portable. It go in all the bags.
Yeah.
Because when I'm it's so much better. When I'm filming like what
Yeah.
photography 180 to 600 straight away. I mean that's so short.
That's probably a feature of the Z mount lenses, you think, compared to the old F mount.
Yeah.
Because your 200 to 500 was
I
massive.
forget to wrap it round.
Yeah, you have to turn around 3 times and stand on your head before you got to the end.
It's hot off the press. We've just done some tests
Literally a minute ago. Well,
with my owl.
15 minutes. It's got a stunt owl.
Sharpness. Now, this is what most people care about with lenses, is sharpness.
Do you care about it?
Not these days. Of all the tests we've done, all these lenses, how many times has sharpness been a factor in?
None of them.
Right, okay. So yeah, with sharpness with this. So online, I caused a bit of controversy because
Change.
one of the big YouTubers who I loved watching, I've subscribed, but he did a test, sharpness charts, all at 100 ISO, perfect conditions. And I put a comment saying, I've never had that situation in real world situations. 100 ISO with wildlife. It's never happened.
It's not going to happen then.
And I got slated for it. All the fanboys were like digging into me, saying, "Oh, you don't know anything about photography."
Well,
And so even one from the UK said, "Oh, well, I'm from the UK, and my shots are always at 100 ISO for
we
wildlife."
should listen to them. Perhaps you don't know.
What do I know?
You professional, you.
But the point is, so we've done our sharpness tests in this condition. This is the conditions where I mostly shoot wildlife. Overcast, dark.
Yeah.
There wasn't too much difference.
No.
But I think the main difference was the rendition.
This did win.
How?
A rendition and a little bit of detail.
Yeah, I would say, yeah. For some reason, the Z8 interprets the lenses differently with a white balance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even when the same, I did a few shots of each combination in the same lens, the white balance was different with Ian than with that. So you have to give a bit of leeway to that. But yes, sure, the S lens has come into its own now, I think. The rendition was nicer.
I mean, they were both really good.
Both really
This
good.
just edged it at 400.
And we were cropping in nearly 200% with both of them, trying to find differences.
Yeah.
Therefore, well, is there much differences? No. But sure, the rendition does seem more consistent and nicer with the 100.
Bearing in mind, this is a more expensive lens and it's an S lens.
Yeah.
So you'd
would hope so.
hope it would be.
The differences weren't groundbreaking.
No.
But we did an interesting test as well. So we did a 600mm on this, cropped in 100%, and we got that lens, and we went nearly 200% with the same equipment.
Match, yeah.
And well, what did we find? We found that lens could meet up to this. And that's really something quite special, really, in these conditions, in this test.
Yeah.
It'll change depending on the ISO conditions.
It was a slightly lower aperture, wasn't it? Tiny bit. But not significantly at all.
No.
ISO was very similar.
Very similar.
So
yeah, you can crop in. With the Z8, you can crop in and it's so forgiving.
yeah.
with a better quality lens, and it was, in this circumstance, it was similar. But my argument was that, my argument is that in more difficult conditions where your ISO is higher, you can't crop in.
Right.
And so it's much better to have the focal length you need to start with.
Yeah.
But there will be a lot of people, I want the lighter lens and I'll crop in, and it is possible. It's very close.
Oh yeah, it was, yeah.
I don't think I would choose, it wouldn't stop me getting this lens, but I do like the rendition of that. I think this is...
No, that's great. Great results. As other people have said, Marianne said, it was really good. So...
Well, you've probably seen a few of my examples over the last few months of using this lens, and
really nice.
With sharpness concerned, I'm very, very impressed.
It's obviously nowhere near it. It's not going to be as good as your 400 2.8, which is a super prime, but it's great. Yeah, and it's versatile, it's flexible, and it's easy to take around and all the rest of it.
I do think it's sharpness wise, 600 is maybe the softest. This is probably the same as well.
Yeah.
I think it's sharpest about 450 millimeters. It's sharpest.
Yeah.
But again, I'm happy using it 600. Got fantastic results with it. Then we've got teleconverters. We love teleconverters, don't we?
Yeah, not.
So we put the teleconverters on both of them and compared it to itself. Yeah. When I put the teleconverter on this and compared it to its native lens, and the same for that lens.
Yeah.
We preferred the native lens cropping in rather than using teleconverter.
Yeah. They're better on a prime, aren't they? We've found in the past.
Yeah, my 400 2.8, I can put the old teleconverters on and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Because the aperture, I could put it 2 times on, it's still only 5.6.
Yeah.
But with this, it's f9 with a teleconverter, and I hate shooting at those kind of apertures. It's just, but it was sunny one day. In the last 2 months, it was Christmas Day. I went out on Christmas Day.
You went out on Christmas Day?
I was travelling between families. But yeah, it was sunny, and I thought, this is great. I was passing Middleton Lakes.
Yeah. And
I got fantastic results with the teleconverter.
Okay.
Because it was sunny.
This was good light. Was that on that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Anyway, got
fantastic results. Like all these things, certain circumstances, things are going to work.
Well, my main point is the light situation and your settings will override anything that the lens is problem with it or a circumstance. But focus speed, I can't prove it, but I would say this is a tiny bit slower than other lenses I've used, such as the 400 4.5, such as my other prime. And the acquisition is sometimes a bit slower.
Much?
No, I would say this is equivalent of using my 2-time teleconverter on my prime lens.
Okay.
It's about the same focus speed.
Yeah.
I noticed sometimes it's a bit hesitant, but generally really good. It's camera dependent, really. If you've got a Z8 and you're trying to do wildlife, it's camera dependent. It makes any lens great. But yeah, so there we go. I mean, that's kind of summarised it quite well, I think, there.
So for me, the reason why I would still probably buy this over that was the reason I did in the first place. It was just size and weight.
Right.
So, I mean, it's an S lens, so I expect it to be a little bit better, but for me, it fits in the bag exactly the same as 70 to 200.
Yeah.
I can carry it around and take it out. Yeah,
I wouldn't decide on either of these lenses based on image quality and rendition.
No.
I've said it a few times in this video, but it's important because if you're deciding between them thinking, because there's a lot of, I would say almost half the YouTube videos are split down the middle. Half of them say that lens is, it's much better, and vice versa. Then you have somebody to say, this lens is much better, don't bother the 104.
Yeah.
But for my use case, I'm doing bird photography, and the best advice I've had on our YouTube channel is you buy the focal length you want without the need for teleconverters.
Yeah.
So this is 600.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun to use. 180 to 600 range for birding is amazing. Birds in flight, because I go wider, trying to get them in the frame. Fantastic. So it's
brilliant value as well.
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably 50% more than that. I mean, you've got the 1300 used, great example.
I think I've seen up for about 1.6, 1.7.
Oh, okay, so it's not 50% more. But even so, it's 25% more probably.
If you paint them brand new, then that's a different story. That would be 50%.
Yeah.
Newer. Yeah, absolutely. If budget is not a consideration, then image quality shouldn't be a consideration either. It's just down for the build and handling. And I do really enjoy using this lens when I'm out, because I've got my prime lens. I always pick up this one first and go around with it. and my prime's in my backpack because this is so much nicer to carry around. It's fun going from 180 to 600, and I've got excellent results with it. My prime, then, I know people aren't going to consider going to 2.8 prime over this, but the prime is versatile in itself because it shoots at 2.8. I can run for it at the shutter speed. But so yeah, it definitely gets my stamp of approval. It's better than I thought it would be, actually. But this, I'm very impressed with it. I fully recommend it. Does it? I know you haven't really had the chance to use it, but do you think the results you've seen?
Yeah, I wouldn't. The only thing that stopped me getting that, as I've already said, size and weight.
Yeah.
Because because it was great value. I really did think about it. I'm still glad I bought this.
But would you, if you're into bird photography, if you want to do birding,
you're tempted with the longer focal length, yeah.
I'm happy with my decision so far. Time will tell. Will I keep on using my prime because I know it's a bit better? And this
you will when you're going out, definitely, to do
something dedicated
twitching.
But to be fair, I've used this a lot more, not because of the testing for the videos, just because it's nicer to handle. It's 600 and
if you're sitting in the hides and whatever, you're probably going to use your 400 2.8, aren't you?
So that's what you think. And we also have a buy us a coffee thing now. Did you notice on my videos?
Buy us a coffee.
It's a nice little way of doing it, I think. And if you do buy us a coffee, we'll mention you. We'll credit you in the next video.
Ooh.
Just saying thanks.
Okay.
Because it's a nice way to do it.
Hopefully it'll be a very long video then.
Is it credit like Star Wars?
Thank you for the coffees.
So there we go. The next video, we're going to have a bit of fun. I've got the D700.
Fun.
Yeah, I'm going to go out. We're going to go out do some street photography with the D700.
Right.
And we're going to get to grips with it, and then do our review of it and see how you feel. Because I've used it quite a lot now.
Right.
I've used it in previous videos.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
See you next time.